Hello, all. Welcome back to another episode of Mastery in Commerce. Chapter 3 we were doing, and I know I'm going very slowly only because I want you to understand everything very clearly. I hope you have understood by now. My all videos contain the content only to an extent which is clear to you. I don't want to run because in school I know with the pressure of completion of syllabus and then exams and tests, then multiple activities happening, the teachers are always in a hurry to finish the syllabus. The purpose of making these videos is only to make you comfortable with the topic in a way that you understand them, not with the purpose of completing them, right? So, I had explained in my previous videos about journal entries. I thought unsolved questions we were doing of accounting equation, that also parallelly we will do. But today I thought let us do one illustration which is based on journal entry, right? So this is the illustration 2 on page number 64. Illustration 2, page number 64. I am writing it over here. We are doing chapter 3 to bring you back to the memories of whatever has gone. I know it was New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope this New Year you have decided that you will not leave any concept without proper practice, right? So journal entries, I told you there are three golden rules of journal entry. One is a real account, and real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. This is real account. Nominal is debit expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains, right? And personal account is, I suggest when you start doing journal entries, you write these three golden rules always with you somewhere as a what we say key to understanding the concepts, right? So personal is debit the receiver, credit the giver, right? So this we will keep in one side. First of all, before starting the question, one thing which you have to keep in mind is the format. I already told you your format should be correct, and please use a ruler to draw the lines. This thin line over here is ledger folio. Here comes the debit, which is also called DR, and then here comes the credit, that is CR. These are the headings of our accounts, and we are doing the journal entries of illustration 2. Please see quickly because it does lots of transactions, but they are on the other hand very easy also. They are not difficult. First, Suraj Mart furnishes the following information. Transactions during the month of April 2017 are as under. So instead of writing 2017 again and again, what we do, we write the year over here and we start writing the transaction from 1st April. Business started with cash 1,50,000. So whenever we are starting business with cash you remember you wrote in asset side, and asset is the debit side of balance sheet. So it will be cash account debit to capital. So cash account is debited, so it was 1,50,000. And credit we write this way. Okay, this is the way to write. And over here, narration we will write. You remember narration is what? A small description of the transaction, right? So, business started with cash. right? So everybody knows whenever business is started, so it is called the capital. 1st April has more transaction. Goods purchased from Manisha. So one thing keep in mind, whenever name of any person is mentioned, it is a credit purchase or sale, right? If the name of any debtor or creditor is not mentioned, it means it is a cash transaction. So over here it is written goods purchased from Manisha. It means we have not paid her cash. We have to pay it later. So what has come to us? Debit what comes in? Goods, right? So in journal entry we don't write goods, we write purchases. So we have purchased goods, purchase account debit. From whom? Credit the giver. From whom we have taken? Manisha. Okay. So we have purchased goods on credit. So over here I have mentioned in narration why this entry is done. Goods are purchased for 36,000. Any doubt you have, you can please ask in the description box. I'll try to clear it, right? Now next is again for 1st April. Stationery purchase for cash. Stationery purchased. Now rule applies. Debit what comes in? Stationery. Right? Stationery account debit. Stationery purchase for cash. Credit what? Goes out. Cash is going out, right? I am getting what? Stationery. And what is going out? Cash. Whenever you do something, you have to spend, right? To cash account. So stationery debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For how much? To 2200. Okay. This is the narration. Now again we go to the next state. So I hope all the transactions of 1st April is clear to everyone. For 2nd April, the first is open a bank account with SBI for 35,000. It means I have taken out my cash and I have deposited in bank. So who is the receiver? Bank is the receiver, right? And from where am I giving it? I am giving it from my cash account. So who is the giver? Cash, right? So this kind of entry is called contra entry. Bank account debit to cash account. So bank account debit to cash account 35,000. Cash deposited in bank. So over here, that is why bank is the receiver. So I have debited bank. So these rules help me to understand what I have to debit and what I have to credit. So please write them, and I told you in my previous video also, it is not important the combination of these two will only come. Maybe debit of this rule and credit of this rule will apply to that particular transaction. So that you have to observe and see, right? Now 2nd April, one more entry is there. 2nd April, goods sold to Priya for 16,000. Again name of Priya is mentioned. It means it is a credit sales. So debit the receiver. Who is the receiver? Priya. Priya is the receiver. And what I have done? I have done sales. So sales will be affected, and sales are always credit. So Priya account debit to sales, it is for 16,000. Sold goods on credit. I hope it is clear till here. Now suppose in your book your one page gets over and you have to carry forward the journal entries to the next page, right? So what you will do? You will do the total of these two sides over here, and what you will write? Balance carried forward. CF means balance carried forward. So whatever is the total of this page comes, this you will write, you will turn the page, and over here the first entry will be over here the first entry will be balance brought forward, right? We write BF, balance brought forward. Whatever was the amount over here, we will write it on the next page. It will come over here. Now again we start with our transactions of I think yes, 3rd April. 3rd April we have received a check of 16,000 from Priya. You see, goods sold to Priya for 16,000 means we have sold her goods but she has not paid yet, right? She has paid it on next day, 3rd April. So received a check of 16,000 from Priya. So what we have received? Check. So check means we will go and deposit it in bank. So what is debited? Who is the receiver? Bank. Bank account debit. Who gave? Credit the giver. Priya gave, right? To Priya. So how much she has paid? She has paid her full amount. So we have received money from our debtor. Priya is our debtor. Received check. You can write from Priya. Okay. Now after 3rd April, the next is 5th April. I request you to make the lines using the ruler only. Don't make the lines roughly, because in CBSE this all things are monitored and taken care of by the boards. So please use the scale. In the board it is difficult, so I am not using it. 5th April, sold goods to Nidhi for 14,000. Sold goods to Nidhi for 14,000 means again we have done it on credit because name is mentioned, right? So sold goods to Nidhi means who is the receiver? Nidhi. Nidhi account debit to sales. Nidhi account debit to sales 14,000. So what you will write? Goods sold on credit. Right? After 5th April it is 8th April. Nidhi pays 14,000 cash. So now we have received cash from Nidhi. So debit what comes in? What is coming in? Cash. Cash account debit. Credit the giver. So I have taken combination of real and personal. Who is the giver? Nidhi. And 14,000. So Nidhi's account is nil now. Nidhi has made all the payment. She is our debtor. Priya over here is our creditor. Sorry, I think I told debtor at that time. Priya is not debtor. Priya is creditor. So that was also sales, I think. Yes. Then Priya is also our debtor and Nidhi is also our debtor. Now what will come? Cash received from Nidhi. Over here it is not check. Over here Priya gave us check. So we deposited in bank. But now over here she has given cash. I hope it is clear to everyone. After 8th April we move to 10th April. Again it is something on credit. Purchase goods for 20,000 on credit from Ritu. So again we have made a credit purchase. Right? Means we have not paid money to Ritu. Purchase goods. Purchase goods means purchase account debit to Ritu. Purchase account debit to Ritu 20,000. So narration will be purchased goods on credit. Now after 10th April we have 14th April. 14th April says insurance paid by check. Now insurance is our expense, right? So what is the rule? The rule says debit expenses and losses, right? So what it will be? Insurance account debit. We have paid insurance by check. So bank will be credited. Who is the giver? Bank, right? So insurance is for how much? 6,000. So we will write insurance paid by check. Okay. So this much is till 14th April. Again, balance brought forward, balance carried forward you have to do. So please take care of that. Whenever page is getting over, you have to write the balance. Now after this we have yes. And after 14th April we have 18th April. 18th April it is paid rent 2000. Rent is again our expense. So rent will be rent account debit. If nothing is mentioned, now over here check or cash, nothing is mentioned, it means it is cash. We assume that, okay? Rent account debit to cash. How much it is? 2000. So we will write rent paid. After 18th April we have 20th April. 20th April is goods costing 1500 given as charity. Now goods, you remember when we purchase we did not write goods account debit, we wrote purchase account debit. Now we are giving goods as charity. So charity is our expense, right? Charity account debit to not goods, we will write to purchases, because from purchases we are giving it 1500. Goods given as charity. Okay. Now after 20th we have 24th April. 24th April says purchase office furniture for 11,200. Office furniture is what? Our debit what comes in. So what is coming to us? Furniture. Furniture account debit. What has gone out? Cash. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So furniture has come to us and cash has gone out. 11,200. Furniture purchased. Okay. Now next we have on 29th April. 29th April it says cash withdrawn for household purpose. Household purpose, you remember we did an accounting equation also. It will be drawings. Drawings account debit to cash. How much it is? 5,000. Personal use withdrawn. Just a brief idea of what the transaction is done for. After 29th we have 30th April. 30th April, the first one is interest received cash 1200. So we have received cash for against which had interest received. So what has come? Cash. Cash account debit to interest received. How much it is? 1200. So over here we will write interest received for cash. Okay. So this again please remember, whenever page is getting over, balance carried forward, you will write the total of both the sides. Both the two sides total will be same, right? So after this we come, and whenever we are turning the page, we will write balance brought forward. Okay, we will always write balance brought forward. This is a very tedious job of making the lines properly, and please in hurry don't forget to make the lines. These formats carry marks in exam. Now balance brought forward you will write on a fresh page. Whatever is the total of this particular page you will write. Now 30th April has more transaction. 30th April says again cash sales. So cash sales means cash has come to us, right? Cash account debit to sales. 2300. Cash sales done. Okay, one more of 30th April again. Now it says commission paid by check. So commission is our expense. Debit the expenses. Commission account debit by check. So from bank money has gone, right? Whenever check is received, please affect the bank account. So commission paid by bank 3000. Commission paid by check, right? Now 30th April, the other transaction, telephone bill paid by check. Again telephone bill is paid by check. So telephone bill we will not write, telephone expenses to bank, right? 2000. So over here you can write telephone bill paid. Alright, now we have reached to the last transaction. And the last transaction is again 30th April, payment of salaries in cash, right? So salaries again our expense. Salaries account debit. What has gone out? Cash. It is for 12,000. Now after our question is complete, we will total both the debit and credit side. This appears to be very lengthy, but it is very interesting. Once you start entering the transaction, always remember debit side, all the debit amounts will come on the debit side. All the accounts which you are crediting, they will come in the credit side. After doing this journal entry, you will understand that we make the ledger of each and every account which we have opened. And in that ledger account, we transfer the money from here to there. So that it will become more clear to you. First of all, you need to practice of how to use these golden rules of accounting. Again, I am repeating, it is not important that both will be used in one particular place. We can make a combination also. Debit the receiver, credit what goes out. Okay, or it may be debit what comes in, credit income and gains. So we have to see that what actually has to be done. I hope the video is clear to all of you and it has helped a bit to understand what actually journal entries are. Journal entries you have to be perfect in making, because this is the first step of accounting. When we start entering in the books of account, journal entries are the first books of account maintained by accountant. You have taken this subject with the purpose of making it clear the tasks which are done by an accountant. I hope my videos are helping you. I request you, please share these videos with your friends so that they also understand the basics of accounting, because in school generally it is on a speed. Everything is done on a speed and the basics are not clear to the students. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. I will be grateful to you. Happy New Year to all of you, and please work hard this year and score well. Bye for today.